Hey guys, and welcome to our Spotlight series. Today I have with me my dear friend, the amazing Linda. Hi, Linda girl.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
We were just having like a full-on conversation forever, and I was like, we're going to talk through this interview, and then I'm going to have to go. So Linda is here today. She's a part of our Weight Loss for Life program. These Spotlight interviews are taking real women directly from our program that are going to share with you exactly what's been working for them so that you can get the tips that you can apply today to help get you from where you are to where you want to be. And here's the thing, ladies. If they did it, if I did it, you can do it. So Linda, I would love if you could share with everybody, where were you, like, let's just say a year ago today? What was going on in your life and around your body and food and all of that?
Okay. A year ago today, first of all, I would never be doing something like this. I was very secluded in my life. I tried not to go out and do things. If I only went out, I only went out with certain friends. Food was my comfort all the time. If I was sad, if I was happy, if I was, I had my little nighttime snacks that I would hide from everybody. My relationship with my family was kind of tough. We had a lot of anger, a lot of animosity, a lot of unforgiven things that we really kind of went through. And now, especially with my father, a lot of it is kind of so much better now, and so much, it's not the perfect, but it's never going to be perfect because there is no such thing as perfect, but it's tolerable, and it's I can live with it, and I don't turn to food, and I don't turn to self-sabotage anymore. I've learned through Melissa how to deal with things different ways. I mean, I'm not like Zen. I'm not perfect all the time, but I do know that it's a process, and I will be able to use this for the rest of my life. And I know that there are other ways other than stuffing my face and making myself sick that I can take care of myself through self-love and self-care. So I am organized a little more now with my routine. I take care of myself. I put myself as a priority for certain things every single day. And it's decreased my stress levels immensely. And it's opened up a whole new world. I've even booked a vacation for next year, which I would have never done, to go to Europe with my husband. And I would have never done it before this program. And, it's why not? It's me, it's how I'm supposed to be. And Melissa's helped me immensely. And the women in the group have helped me immensely with getting where I need to be, where I want to be. But I'm okay with where I am now because Melissa's taught me that we have to love where we are now so we can be who we want to be in the future. So I love her.
So now we just came off of Thanksgiving, and you were just telling me what a good holiday you had.
Yes, it was.
How does that compare from previous holidays for you?
Previous holidays, we had a lot of family feuds. I've gone away where I would just literally, because it's Thanksgiving, why not? I'm going to stuff myself. And I would literally gorge myself on food because I couldn't deal with the people around me. And it was always a major kind of thing. And this year it was Thanksgiving. It was what it should have been. I just was present in the moment. I didn't worry about overstuffing myself. I didn't even have dessert. I sat and had a couple pieces of chocolate because I saw them and I wanted them and I had them. And I didn't sit and, have 5 pieces of pie or, because I was satisfied. I wasn't stuffed. And
when I'm on video.
That's okay. It's okay. It's life. You have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. That's what you have to do.
It's my computer. I need to fix
it. Okay. Anyway, so it was a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was pleasurable because I just walked in there with a clean slate and just ignored and just worried about, as Melissa would say, my side of the street. And that's what it is. And it was just wonderful. And I'm looking forward to more holidays because they're actually pleasurable and not, even though it's about the food for Thanksgiving, it wasn't really about the food. It was about being with family and, doing traditions and having fun. And it was amazing. And she turned me on to Alison Armstrong, and it helped even more.
Yeah, we were talking, so we also in Weight Loss for Life, it's a holistic program. So we look at all areas of your life, and we talk about relationships and a lot around the holidays, really setting up everybody in the program for success. And so much of it is about your relationships, not just romantically in your partnerships, but also with everybody in your family. And Alison Armstrong, for everybody here, if relationships with your father, your brothers, your uncle, like any man, and in partnership, she's one of my go-tos for relationships. So I shared that in the program. We were just talking about that before this video, about how great she is and how grateful she is to have learned about her and how much it shifted a dynamic in terms of relating to the men in her family, which is really amazing to do. So Linda, now, so I love where you were. I love where you are now. I love you, girl. And so could you share, like, in the program, and one of the things that I'm loving is any of the women that have come in, everyone has something different that spoke to them. And since it is a 9-month program, we go through a lot. What would you say are the 1 to 3 biggest tips or things or ahas or things that you learned that you could share today that were helpful for you?
Definitely the getting inside and the forgiveness work for myself. I think that was the biggest hurdle I had. I was, because I really didn't know when I started this program who I was. Because I don't work. I am a semi-retired nurse. It's not that I don't work. I do take care of the house, so that is a big thing, but I don't work outside the home. And I'm a mom, yes. I'm a mom of 2 young men. So they're not children anymore, they're men. They're still my children, but they're not kids. And I didn't know who I really was. And I think finding out and forgiving myself and letting go and finding my little girl again. I think that's the whole thing in a nutshell. I think because I love having fun. I love being with my sisters. I love being with my family. And I think doing the inside work, and even though you said you got to work on the inside before the outside changes. And I think the inside work, the forgiveness work, the shadow work, I think it's hard. I've procrastinated on it because I was kind of afraid of what I was going to find or what was going to come out of it. But I think once I hit that hurdle and jumped that hurdle, I think that's where it came into. And I mean, it's not like instantaneous. It's not like, okay, but it makes you think and it makes you change your habits. And I think you just have to do that slowly. And I think those were the biggest things. And the Facebook group was wonderful. I've met friends all around the world and I love them. And we're like planning meetups, and where it was immense because you find that you're not alone. It's not, even when you read your archetype book and your book for, eating for your archetype, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, I'm not alone. Everybody's doing this. It's like, it's, how we learned all new coping mechanisms. This is how we coped. And then seeing those women and sharing with those women and helping them, and they help you, and just listening and just reading is really immense. Just the sisterhood. It's just, or the queenhood, as we should say. I should have worn my crown. Absolutely. But the sister and the retreats were wonderful. Just meeting everybody and just being out of where I am and just being that's the first time I've ever been to the East Coast all the way. So, but the West Coast. Yes, the West Coast. And it was I really honestly and truly think just the whole group in the program, it's scary at first. It's really scary because that's why I do what I did what I did, because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to know what was going on. So I was just stuffing everything away. And Melissa's helped me realize that it's not about the food. It's about me and my issues and how I dealt with them before. But now I don't. But there's definitely the retreats, the Facebook group, and really the work that you do with with getting inside and figuring out what you have to do.
Well, I think everybody wants the magic pill. I mean, let's be honest.
Exactly.
It'd be great if we could all take a pill and just be like, I'm great.
Exactly. Well, you can, but you can't.
Well, I mean, they don't work. I mean,
no, they don't.
You end up restricting, like you get there, you kind of think you feel good in the process. You can't.
You have to figure out the problem, what's causing it.
Yeah, and then you spend the next so many months beating yourself up, trying to think about what you were doing to get back to that feeling, the time that you felt good, but you didn't. It's like, it's just that cycle. I know for over a decade. So
all my life.
I know, I'm like most of my life.
All my life.
So I get that. And ladies, she's really talking about too, here's the thing, when we're a dieter, we thrive on isolation. We like to eat in isolation. We like to be in isolation. We look forward to coming home to our food. We look forward to being alone with our food.
Our food.
Wait for people to go to bed so we can eat alone, and then we castrate ourselves for it. So getting out of that, that's why we have a group, right? Because it's not about being in isolation. It's actually about what we're meant to do as humans, which is be in connection. So, you know, when you eat in private, you feel bad about yourself. So when we feel bad, we do more negative things that are harmful to ourselves. But when we feel good and we're in connection, we want to do more good things for ourselves. You know, so Linda, you're amazing. So just to recap, so here's the thing with forgiveness work. I'd love to give you guys a lot of tips on.
I'm sorry if I spilled the beans, but
no, it's not as forgiveness work. So if you're listening right now and you're kind of going, okay, that's great. Forgiveness work, shadow work, inner child work. What is that? Those are, it's an incremental part of the program, but to give you some quick guidance around how you could start doing that, what I would say to you is make a list. And here's the thing with forgiveness work, and Linda, I think you saw this too, is you might think you don't have many people to forgive. You might be like,
once you start writing.
But when you actually start writing this down, and there's a great book by Robert Holden called Shift Happens. And he talked about forgiveness work, and it was fascinating. He said he was held up, he's a Hay House author. He was held up in his hotel room in Hawaii, and he was like, I don't need to forgive anybody. Like, I'm good. And he was waiting to go and meet with some friends for dinner. And he sat there and he said that by the time he ended up skipping dinner and sat in his hotel room and went through the process of forgiveness until like 3 a.m, because he realized he was pissed off at the bellman that like didn't bring his bags up on time, the flight, you know, people at the airline that got him, like he was pissed off at them for like something. And, you know, he's like a self-help guru. And he was just like, I didn't even realize that I had so many people that I passed judgment on. And anytime you're passing judgment, it's judgments we really are
ourselves.
Placing on ourselves. So there's a lot. And then he's like, and then I had to keep looking back at myself and going, where do I need to forgive? Where do I need to forgive? So for anybody that's sitting here, yes, it sounds exhausting. But if you just get started, you make a list. Is there anybody that I'm angry with right now? Most of all, let me look at myself. Are there any areas in my life that I'm regretting that maybe I keep going back to? I should have gone to this college. If I would have married that person, if I would have taken that job. And really giving yourself the grace of forgiveness. And that alone, I just got chills, that will lift a weight off of you, because you're still eating to shelf down unprocessed feelings. And that's what the forgiveness work does. That's what the shadow work does. That's what all of that does. So that would be where I would say, if you're looking for something to do today, because I love to give those actionable tips, do that. The next thing, accountability and support. Weight Loss for Life enrollment is open, so there will be a link below in this email, but and you can apply today. It is through an application process. Not everybody's accepted. We do have a cap that we put on the program. But there's also our complimentary, which is a free Done with Dieting group that you can join to get accountability and support. That's on Facebook. We'll put a link below as well. And I'm trying to think of other things, Linda. And then you said the forgiveness work, the shadow work, and
the inner child.
Inner child, yeah.
Which is part of the forgiveness too.
Yeah, I would say just start with the forgiveness of what I was saying. The inner child will go deeper. And it's kind of hard to action in a quick
you can't.
1-2 tip. But basically, we all have a little girl inside of us. You know, many actually. So inner child work is about actually recognizing the piece of us that has desires that have been unmet, that has hurt, that hasn't been healed. And we've just pushed her down and quieted her. And she's got a lot to say. And a lot of that comes out and pushes us to eat. And that's when we want to eat our emotions, because there's unprocessed emotions. And that's what that work goes back to. And you'll hear me talk more about that in our webinars that are coming up this month as well. So Linda, I just want to say thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time too.
I so appreciate you. And ladies, if you want to learn more about Weight Loss for Life, again, click on the link below. And I just want to thank you all. And I just want to really, really share that if Linda did it, you heard where she was only 8 months ago. And all of that has shifted. So, you know, I know you might be going 8 months, like I want the changes yesterday, but here's the thing. So much happens in the journey. You don't want to miss the journey. Absolutely. I know we all just want to get from A to B like tomorrow. I so get it. And it's the journey where you actually find yourself. And it's the journey where you go, oh, wow, that feels good for me and this doesn't. Oh, I like that, right? Like you just saw Linda at Thanksgiving, she was playing with different things. She was having fun seeing how her family was reacting, and her sisters were like, why are you so calm this Thanksgiving? You know, those are beautiful things that you want to be a part of and recognize the changes within yourself. You don't just want to rush through that because then you don't cement in the change. And that's what happens when we do the diets and the magic pills. None of the change sticks, because we haven't actually made it who we are, and we haven't identified who we are in the process of that change. So we want to be a part of the journey. So thank you for being a part of the journey with me. I love you, Linda.
Love you too.
And everybody, if Linda can do it and I can do it, so can you. So yes. I look forward to seeing you all in the next Spotlight interview, and have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.